dear children, welcome back to biology class. Last class we discussed about the pedigree analysis and today we discuss genetic disorders. That is our next topic. And I told you by discussing pedigree analysis, some of the genetic disorders we can work out with the help of pedigree. So genetic disorders, you know, these are the changes due to, which disorders which can be inherited from parents to progeny. Inheritable disorders are called genetic disorders. Okay, the genetic disorders can be broadly classified to Mendelian disorders and chromosomal disorders. You may be able to guess it. The first one, Mendelian disorders, and the second type, chromosomal disorders. The second one you may be very easily getting. Chromosomal disorders are due to changes or alterations in the chromosome. Maybe in the number of chromosome, in the structure of chromosome. If there is any aberration, that leads to chromosomal disorders. So, if it's Mendelian disorders, that disorders are not due to changes in the chromosome number or like, but it is due to the change in the single gene. Okay, so we will first focus on Mendelian disorders, then we come to chromosomal disorders. So, genetic disorders are the disorders which are inheritable disorders. Okay, then these disorders are classified to Mendelian disorders and chromosomal disorders. Mendelian disorders are due to changes in the single gene, whereas chromosomal disorders are due to changes in the chromosome structure or shape or structure, number, like. We will come to that. The first one, Mendelian disorders. Why the name is? Why these disorders are called Mendelian disorders? It's not because Mendel has studied this or Mendel had the diseases or like. It is because these disorders can be very easily studied because it follows Mendelian inheritance. Okay, it follows Mendelian inheritance pattern studied by Mendel. That is why it is known as Mendelian disorder. These disorders follow Mendelian inheritance. So we can easily predict or study them using pedigree chart. So the pedigree studies are easy only for the Mendelian disorders. There are so many Mendelian disorders, and these disorders, why we can study why with the help of pedigree. Why this follow Mendelian disorders? Because in all these diseases, there is change in single gene. Okay, one gene only changed. So it follows Mendelian inheritance. Okay, so we will discuss some of them. Some examples of Mendelian disorders which you want to study as per your textbook. This was first one is hemophilia. Okay, another one, color blindness. Hemophilia, color blindness. The next, sickle cell anemia. Another Mendelian disorder is sickle cell anemia. Then there is phenylketonuria. Phenylketonuria. Also there is cystic fibrosis. And as a new addition in your book, there is thalassemia also. Thalassemia. So Mendelian disorders are many, and all these disorders show single gene change, single gene alteration, and some of these disorders are sex linked. That means the genetic aberration changes in or the mutation is in sex chromosome. These two, hemophilia and color blindness, are sex linked diseases. Out of this Mendelian disorders, others are autosomal diseases. Okay, that means this is due to mutation of a gene in sex chromosome. These are due to mutation of gene in autosome. Okay, we will discuss one by one. The first one is hemophilia. I think the introduction part is clear. If so, we will move on to the first disease, hemophilia. Okay. So what type of disease is hemophilia? The first disease, hemophilia. What type of disease it is? It is a Okay, we know it's a genetic disorder. It's a Mendelian disorder, and it is a sex-linked recessive disease. That means mutation is in the sex chromosome. It is a sex-linked disease and it is a recessive disease. Okay. Did you hear it earlier about hemophilia disease? Do you know? And you may be familiar with this disease as royal disease. Why the disease is called the royal disease? Because the disease was most prevalent in the royal families of Britain, Russia, like royal families, this disease was common. So the disease is known as royal disease. Okay? Then the disease is also known as bleeder's disease. Bleeder's disease. Why it is so? What is the disease actually? Hemophilia means? The symptom of hemophilia disease is non-stop bleeding. The patients show non-stop bleeding even through a small cut or small wound. Even if a small wound in the body, through that wound there will be continuous bleeding. Okay, non-stop bleeding is one of the symptoms of hemophilia, and in severe case it shows internal bleeding. Severe internal bleeding is also shown by the patient. If we tightly hold the patient, that may result in internal bleeding if it's in a severe case. So, in hemophilia, the symptoms are non-stop bleeding through even small wounds or cuts, and also internal bleeding. This is, reasons we discussed. Since these are the symptoms of the disease is also known as bleeder's disease. So hemophilia disease is known as royal disease and it is known as bleeder's disease, and the disease is a sex-linked disease. It is also a recessive disease. Then come to the genetics of the disease. Symptoms we have discussed. Then what may be the reason for that? If a person is having a small wound, showing continuous bleeding means what happened to that person? Something what is needed for blood clotting is not formed. Blood clotting is not there. Okay, so here due to one mutation, due to a change in the gene, one gene mutation has caused, what is the reason we are discussing? What is the cause or reason for hemophilia? Due to one gene mutation, one protein is malformed, is not formed or malformed. Then this protein is required for blood clotting. Okay, so what happens? Blood clotting is not normal in the patients due to the absence of a protein. This is resulted due to a gene mutation. Okay, did you get the reason for hemophilia? Single gene mutation, one gene mutation resulted in a protein deficiency. That protein is essential for blood clotting. So in these patients, hemophilic patients, blood clotting is not normal. So even a small cut will result in non-stop bleeding. Okay, so then let us discuss the genetics of the disease. What about the genetics of the disease? So the hemophilia we have discussed it as what? Sex-linked disease, and the gene mutation is on X chromosome. So it is also known as X-linked disease. Amongst X chromosome, which chromosome it is there? In the X chromosome. So it is an X-linked disease. So hemophilic persons, regarding the genetics, we can say representation, set a symbol representation XHXH. It is hemophilic female. Okay, is represented as XHXH. XHX is represented as carrier female. Female is not disease but just a carrier. Then XHY. There is no YH because the gene is not in the Y, only in the X chromosome. So XHY means not carrier but diseased male. Why it is so? Because male is having only one X chromosome if that X chromosome is affected, male is affected. Okay, it's not in the Y chromosome, it's not present in Y chromosome. Then this two are normal male, normal female. So regarding the genetics of hemophilia, when we discuss, you should know what are the symbol representation. If it's a hemophilic female is represented as XHXH, carrier female is XHX, diseased male is XHY, and the normal we represent as usual. Then come to the inheritance pattern of the disease. Okay, what is the inheritance pattern of the disease? This is hemophilia shows crisscross inheritance. Okay, it is also known as zigzag inheritance. Zigzag inheritance. That means the inheritance is commonly from a carrier mother to her son. Okay, so if this representation we can do like this. This is female, this is male. Okay, when the normal crisscross inheritance means inheritance from a carrier mother to her son. We will discuss the gametes formed by this person. Okay, one with hemophilia, other without that. X and Y this person produced. Okay, so we can just represent in a Punnett square board, checker board. Okay, for easy drawing. Then the male will produce X and Y chromosome. Both are normal. She has married to a normal man, and hemophilic, only one allele, other is normal. Okay, then the first member is XHX, second member is XHY. Third here we can represent XX and XY. Okay, when you write the phenotype, this is a carrier female, whereas the second person, this person is a hemophilic male. Okay, so how he has got the disease? How this person has got the disease? Inherited from carrier mother. Okay, so in hemophilia disease, the inheritance is normally from carrier mother to her son. A carrier mother will never give it to her daughter. That all reasons we will discuss. The normal inheritance pattern is this way, from carrier mother to son. This inheritance pattern is called crisscross inheritance or zigzag inheritance. Okay, then let us just discuss some more important points under this. See, in hemophilia disease, a female to get the disease chance is very rare. So, suppose a hemophilic female is represented as XHXH. This condition is very rare in this particular disease. A hemophilic female to be formed, her father should be what? She gets one X chromosome from father. Is it? So her father should be hemophilic. For a hemophilic female to be formed, her father must be hemophilic and her mother must be minimum a carrier. Whether hemophilic or minimum a carrier. Okay, so to get hemophilia disease for a female, for a girl, her father must be hemophilic. Okay, and this is a very rare chance. A person, a boy who is hemophilic will not live up to the reproductive life. Before reproductive age, okay, life will be gone. That means hemophilia is a serious disease, a lethal disease. Okay, so a male surviving up to reproductive age chance is less. So he cannot give this contribution. So a female to get the disease chance is very rare. Okay, whereas female can be carriers, but males can be disease. That is why we say the disease inheritance is crisscross from carrier female to her son. Did you get the point? Why are hemophilic females rare? Okay, the reason is hemophilic female to form, father must be hemophilic. Okay, hemophilic males will not survive up to the reproductive age. He cannot produce next generation. Okay, very simple fact. So these are the things to be noticed. And you know, if you want, just Google and see Queen Victoria family pedigree. You will wonder by seeing the carriers and infected persons. It's a very big family pedigree. Just Google and see the picture representation of Queen Victoria family pedigree for hemophilia. Okay. So, any doubt regarding this? About hemophilia, sex-linked disease, X-linked disease, recessive disease, royal disease, so called as bleeder's disease. One of the proteins required for clotting is not formed, so blood clotting is not there. Okay, then it shows crisscross inheritance. That means from carrier mother to her son is the inheritance pattern. A female to get the disease chance is very rare because hemophilic father cannot contribute after the particular, okay, it will be lethal, cannot survive up to that life. Okay, I think these things are clear, and if this is clear, the next disease is very easy to study. Somewhat similar pattern we discussed, that is another sex-linked inheritance, color blindness. Shall we just discuss that also? Okay, so after that we will wind up today. So the next disease is color blindness. Second Mendelian disorder is color blindness. So if the first part is clear, if the hemophilia is clear, somewhat similar pattern we will discuss very quick. After that we can wind up. Okay, it is easy to study together. Color blindness is the next disease. Next genetic disorder, Mendelian disorder is color blindness. Okay, like hemophilia is not a lethal disease. So we cannot say the colorblind male will not survive or like. It is not a lethal compared to just what color blindness means. Just a matter of eyesight only. It's not a lethal disease. Okay, similar way we can represent the disease XXXY normal. Okay, XCX carrier. Okay, when XC colorblind female. Okay, then XCY colorblind male. This way we represent the symbols. Similar to that hemophilia. Just we are using the letter C. Okay, so colorblind female, carrier female, colorblind male. Conditions are similar. Then the diseases. What is colorblindness disease? The disease is patients are unable to differentiate certain colors. Okay, the common type is red-green colorblindness. Okay, red-green colorblindness means these patients cannot differentiate red and green. Okay, the red and green color they cannot differentiate between. Whether they see red as green or green as red, we cannot predict. Okay, anyway, they can't see, they can't differentiate red and green color. And this is tested with the help of Ishihara cards. Okay, the card is made in such a way with red and green bubbles. Some number will be written, but the patient will be, if it is patient, he cannot identify because of the, he cannot differentiate it, the red and green bubbles. Okay, with the red and green bubbles, some number will be hidden that the patients cannot identify. That's what is Ishihara card's purpose. Okay, so red-green color blindness is usually checked by, the color blindness is usually checked by Ishihara cards, and the disease is also known as Daltonism. Familiar? Dalton had this disease, that's why. Okay, scientists, Dalton had this disease, so this disease is also popular as Daltonism. Okay, then about the color blindness inheritance. So the disease is the patient cannot differentiate between red and green colors. Common type of color blindness is red and green color blindness, red-green color blindness. Ishihara cards are used to test that, and commonly it's known as popular as Daltonism. Then regarding the color blindness inheritance, we cannot say any from carrier mother to son or like. Other possibilities are also there. I'll just write one possibility. You have to work out the other possibility. Suppose a colorblind female married to a normal man. All of the possibilities you can work out. Okay. Then this female is married to a normal man. Colorblind female married to normal man. Okay. The lady produce, the female produce two types of, similar gametes. This open and kept, the color is not. Okay. So here the female produced like this, male produced gametes like that. And what are the possibilities? See, in the Punnett square, you can just show. From home, you work out the remaining cases. Normal man, colorblind, colorblind man, normal woman. Like every process you work out at home. Here, I'll just do one thing. So, X, Y, normal. Then, XC, XC. Okay, the first one, XC, X, XC, Y. Here, XC, X, XC, Y. Here, none of the female progenies are deceased, but all male progenies are deceased. This is what is colorblind male. Okay, this is colorblind. This is also colorblind because only one X chromosome is there. So that X chromosome affected means person is affected. Similar to hemophilia. If it's a male, only one X chromosome is there. That X chromosome affected means he is deceased. Like hemophilia, the colorblind is also same. Whereas here two X chromosomes are there. If both are affected only, the person is having colorblindness. But here they are carriers. Okay. So the colorblindness inheritance pattern, only one type I have shown. The remaining may be asked for some of the problem questions. For that time you can work out. This is very easy. With the help of the square box, you write the maximum possibility. Just keep in mind, for a female to get the disease, both the X chromosome should be affected. For a male to get the disease, single X chromosome affected is enough. Okay, XC, deceased. XC, deceased. Okay, if the color blindness is also clear, means we have completed genetic disorders, Mendelian disorders, among that the sex-linked disorders. Remaining all are autosomal disorders. One by one we discuss in the next classes. So, see you in the next classes. Thank you.